Hi everybody, welcome back. So I am super excited to do this video today because I think I may have found my new favorite concealer. I am always trying out new concealers. I have a few, I'm going to say over the last 2 months, I found about 3 concealers that I'm really enjoying using. This one I've been testing out. This is actually going to be the 3rd day I've been using it. I'm going to insert a clip of me applying it this morning. I didn't have a chance to do that. I was doing some other filming. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you one step that I didn't do in the process, and I'll do that on camera. I'm absolutely loving this concealer. It is so good. And the one I'm talking about is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. Now I think this came out about a month ago, and just this week I saw Angie from Hot and Flashy and Stephanie Marie. They both reviewed this as well and absolutely love it. I was so fortunate that I was able to find it because it's just like such a new product, and so I was able to get it on Sephora. That's where I ordered it from. But the person I actually heard it from was one of my fellow YouTube friends here, Steph from Steph's Beauty Stash. She tested this out because she's always testing out all the new stuff. Because as soon as I saw her review it, I said, oh, that looks like a really nice concealer. I always like testing things out on my own. And she had mentioned to me, yes, you should really try this one. There's 2 products actually that she recommended for me. The other one I'm testing out as well. That's going to be in another video. But this, I was so glad that I was able to get it. So it just came in the mail like 4 days ago. And so far I am really liking it. Now, this isn't cheap. I'm going to just be honest with you. This is a little bit pricier concealer. I think in the States it retails for about $29. Here in Canada it was $44. I did purchase this myself. I have not been sent this at all. I don't usually get big brands like this don't send me stuff. That I would as much as I would love it, but that doesn't happen at this point in my YouTube career. So yes, it is a little bit pricier, and I was a little hesitant, when I saw the price. I'm like, oh, but everybody's saying how good this is. And like I said, I'm always on the hunt for a new concealer, and I think I have found my new holy grail. So this one does come in 20 shades. Now I have picked it up in the shade 215 Buff. I like a lighter under eye. This one is a nice shade for me because I like to stick to more kind of neutral tones under my eye. I don't like more of a warmer color under my eye. I like it to be a little bit brighter. So I was hoping, because I had to order this one online, so I was hoping that this one was kind of a good shade for me, which it ended up being. I really do like the shade. And so today I also highlighted my forehead, down my nose, my cupid's bow, and on my chin, and it really has done a nice job in that area as well. You can do spot concealing with it, so I used it under my eye today. And then I also did a little bit of spot concealing right where I have that dark hyperpigmentation spot right here. And it did actually like a really nice job on that for coverage. It is a full coverage concealer. I always like to give you guys the details of what the product actually does. So it is a full coverage concealer, hydrating matte finish. And that was a little bit, when it said matte coverage, I was a little bit concerned there because I do like more like of a hydrating look under my eyes. But this actually looks quite radiant under the eye, with it even saying that it's a matte finish. It's full coverage, good for dark circles, fine lines, and wrinkles, long wearing, ultra blendable formula, no creasing, no caking. So for the time that I've been testing this, I will say definitely this has not had any creasing, like 0 creasing under my eye, which is remarkable. It pretty much most concealers that I try under my eye, there will always be some sort of creasing because I have very, very fine lines right underneath my lower lash line here, and always will have concealer settling in there. This had 0 creasing at all. It doesn't look cakey. So for today, I'm technically kind of saying this is a 2-day wear test. So for the time that I have been testing it, there's a couple things that I have done that makes it look a little bit better on my skin anyhow than other techniques. So first, yesterday when I was trying it out, I applied it with a brush on the one side. I used my Real Techniques concealer brush, and the other side I just patted it in with my fingers. I don't normally do that. Again, it depends on what concealer I'm using. For quite a while now, I've just been using my concealer brush, which it really does a nice job. What I actually found was I preferred the side that I used my finger looked way, way better than the side with the brush. I don't know why. I found it quite odd. It just seemed to be a bit more smooth on the side that I applied it with my finger. It is a bit of a thicker consistency, so you don't need a lot of this product for it to give you the coverage. I found it did an amazing job of covering my dark circles. I have quite dark pigmentation under my eyes, so I'm always looking for a concealer that is very good coverage and very lightweight. Otherwise it gets really cakey looking under my eye, and it'll just kind of settle into all my fine lines. But this one does not do that. And what actually ended up happening was I put it on about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, okay, well, I'll do just a 12-hour wear test. Well, the wear test ended up being about 17 hours because just the day got away from me, and then we got to doing something last night, and it just was okay. So when I'm actually now in front of the camera, it is 11 o'clock at night. So this has been a full 17 hours. Now, did it settle into my fine lines? It did settle. Just I did notice kind of where my crow's feet area is. By that time, yes, that's a long time for me to have concealer on. So it did do some settling. But what surprised me was it still looked hydrated under my eye. It didn't look like dry. It didn't look like cakey. And the coverage was still there. Like I still looked, there was nothing separating like in the corner of my eye where the darkest pigmentation is. It looked amazing. So quite surprised with that. And then today I'm going to say I've had it on for about 4 hours already. So right now, let me see what time. So it is 11:30, and I started doing a bunch of filming and stuff at about 6 o'clock this morning. So yeah, about 4 or 5 hours I've already had it on. And I will just kind of show you how nice it looks even after all of this time. So hopefully you can see. So what I did differently today was I used a primer under my eye, which I did not do that yesterday. So yesterday I just had eye cream on. I did not do anything else, and then I applied the concealer. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different, which I normally apply a primer anyhow under my eyes. So that's what I have used under my eye, and applied the concealer. Both sides I used my finger, which I think it looks way nicer on both sides. It looks fantastic. And then the only other thing that I'm going to do, which I'm going to do on camera, is I'm going to set it. One side I'm going to set, and the other side I'm just going to leave it as is. So I'm going to go in with my favorite powder right now, which is the Covergirl Simply Ageless Instant Wrinkle Blurring Press Powder. And I'm just going to use just like a powder brush. And I think I'll do this side over here. And I'm just going to pat it in. And I'm curious to see how well it will look being set. So even doing that, so now I just set it with powder on this side. I don't know if you can kind of see the difference. It does look a little bit better being set. It doesn't look dry at all, but I think definitely it does look a little bit better. Now the size of it is, this is a 13 ml or a 0.43 fluid ounces. So it's a pretty decent amount of concealer. And what I like is the nice doe foot applicator. So you can see how it just has a really nice big wand. Really gets into that little corner area where I have the darkest circles. Now if you wanted to give a little bit more coverage, I would suggest using like a color corrector. I didn't do that today, but I don't use a color corrector every day. So that's why I just wanted to do what I usually do, and that is primer, concealer, and then I use a setting powder. And you wouldn't necessarily have to use a setting powder if you don't normally. Again, it's one of those things that, depending on the concealer that I'm using, there is days where I don't use a setting powder. It just looks very nice and luminous under my eye because I have very dry eyes anyhow. Some concealers can just look really luminous looking, and I don't mind that. I know some people probably don't like that. I don't mind it myself. I think it just looks very hydrated then. Now, I still haven't found a concealer that is going to take away, fine lines and wrinkles. That there isn't going to be concealer like that. But what this does do is really helps with my, dry, mature eyes. It definitely leaves them more hydrated looking. Like if I'm looking like really super up close with my eyes right now, the side definitely that I have applied the powder with is looking way better than the side that I have left untouched. But even on this side here where there's no powder, that still is looking like just fantastic for what I think is a great looking under eye area. There's a lot of times that concealers, just even though other people may like them, just don't work out for me. But see how this side, I think it looks way better with the setting powder on it. Because if you're like me and you have just that dry, mature, we just have different issues with our under eyes. There's a lot more texture under the eyes. There's a lot more fine lines and more possibility for it to crease. So those are the kind of the things that I'm looking for in a concealer. And because I have such dark under eye circles, one of the things that is number one in my books is coverage. So for this to be full coverage but yet not cakey looking and not drying under my eye, so this gets a huge thumbs up from me. This is fantastic. I am definitely going to be testing it out some more, using it different ways. I may use it with a color corrector underneath to see how well, if it improves it even more. So far I'm liking it more today with what I did with having my primer. Oh, I forgot to show you what primer. This is the primer I used today. It's the Maybelline Master Prime. I just have this one in the Blur and Smooth. I really enjoy this one because it is more of like a lotion, so it just goes on really smoothly under the eye. I use it as like a face primer, but I especially like it under my eyes, so that's the primer I used underneath. And applying, and then just applying the concealer and then setting it today. I preferred that way much better, and also using my finger to blend it in rather than my brush. I think it looked way better. But again, everybody's different. Everybody has different techniques that they want to do. Everybody has different, like how your skin looks underneath your eyes. But that's just how I apply it. Out of, like I mentioned to you early in the video, out of all the concealers that I've been trying, this one is at the top of the list right now. What I may do is, I've been kind of contemplating whether to make an updated concealer video. I did a concealer video quite some time ago. I'm going to say, gosh, it's been about a year and a half that I made that one. I'll put that one down below if you want to see kind of what I think I did 10 concealers from like my least favorite to like my favorite. So I'll put that down in the description box if you want to check it out. But I think I'm going to do an updated version just because I've been trying so many concealers within the last little while. And let me know if that's something that you guys want to see, because I don't want to make something, like I don't want to make a video if that's not, if it doesn't interest you guys. So, because I already have a mascara one that I'm kind of in the process of doing right now. Like all my favorite mascaras. I'm a mascara junkie, so I have quite a few. And I have been contemplating whether to do like an updated concealer one, so let me know that. I also have another video that should come out in a couple of weeks. Oh, I'm very excited for this one because it was a brand I haven't done before. It's going to be a full face of this brand, and I am, yeah, really happy to do this one. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out. So my final thoughts are, I think this is a very good concealer, especially if you have dry, mature under eyes. And if you also have texture on your skin, you can always get a different shade and use that like for spot concealing on your face. Instead of, I know some people just don't want to use a foundation on their face, and you can certainly use a concealer and do like spot correcting on your face and then just blend it in. I think that just looks really nice. You don't need to necessarily put a full face of foundation on. But so far, I am loving this one. And let me know if this is a product that you would be trying yourself. I know the price, I guess the only con is the price is a little bit steep. But this is just, again, my opinion. I think it's totally worth it. I think this is like a fantastic concealer. So before you head out, I would love if you consider subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell, and that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos. And give this video a big thumbs up. That always helps my channel also. And like I always say, I always have everything listed down below of any products that I was wearing today. Those are always listed in the description box. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!